and welcome. You're watching The Money Show, your one-stop destination for all your personal finance queries. And today the show is very special because we are going to be talking about investing in art. We will help you figure out if art investment is only for HNI, UHNI investors, or even retail investors can actually participate into this kind of investing. And also, how do you exactly invest in art? So that's going to be the focus of the show today. And later on, we will also answer your portfolio queries. So you can send across your question on our WhatsApp number, which is 865-797-4571. And we also have an email ID, themoneyshow@etnow.tv, where you can send across your questions. All right, so let's begin the show. And today, to discuss the very important topic, art investment, I have with me Jayesh Faria, Director, Regional Business Head, Motilal Oswal Private Wealth, Anil Rego, Founder, CEO of Right Horizon. Good evening and welcome to the show, both of you. And all right, so, just to give an overview to our viewers also, a little data as far as Indian art market is concerned. We'll be flashing the same on the screen also. As you can see, now the sales by top 50 artists have actually gone up by 19% year on year to almost 301 crores. Cumulative value of the work of top 50 artists here has been pegged to around 252.6 crores. Also, there has been a rise in terms of entry point of, top 10 artists from 7 to 7.7 crores from 1.9 crores in 21. So definitely when we talk about the Indian art market, Jayesh, there has been an upward movement that we are looking at. But when we talk about investing in art, these figures, how do you think they translate when it comes to having art as an asset class in your portfolio? You definitely need to have that kind of an understanding and the right kind of purchase when you are talking about investing in art. What exactly fits in that particular bucket, and how do we look at art as an investment, and how has it fared looking at the Indian art market numbers that we just saw?
Whether you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, Jayesh, please.
Good evening, Kavita. Good evening, everyone. I think Kavita showed some numbers on art, and I think it's very minuscule when you are talking about large numbers and the shows, I'm sure, regularly, which you guys view from Kavita's desk. I think art as an investment, the first question is, these numbers are small, but it's still is the focus area for ultra HNIs. I think everybody as an investor, whether it's retail investor or at the starting point of say 20,000 to 2 crore, everybody wants to look at art like any other asset class. But for him to have, for art to have investment as a label, needs to meet a lot of other parameters. And today it is only for ultra HNIs, and again viewed more from that perspective of because of aesthetic value, use it for their own good or putting it up on the wall rather than investing as an asset class.
So Jayesh, when we talk about investing in... Sure. So Jayesh, when we talk about investing in art, what exactly are we talking about? Just paintings, and paintings also from only renowned artists? Exactly. Is that right?
That's right. Right now, I think that's how it's been spoken. If I have to correlate art, I think the closest asset class which comes to art is diamonds. So if you look at from diamonds perspective, I think it's always valued very highly. But if you still look at from purchase perspective, diamonds are again bought from the local jewelers with whom you have comfort. Though standardization has happened, but the education of that standardization is low. People only talk about clarity, and now to compete, we have lab-grown diamonds as well. Same applies to art. First of all, the knowledge required to buy art. Second, how do you value the art? And third, where do you buy from and where do you trade? So I think all these answers right now is restricted or limiting people's investment into art. And that's why it's done into a very, very selective ultra HNI families or investors. And that's why it's not available or attractive for a lot of people at large.
Right. So, Anil, when we talk about art as an asset class, just like how we see equity and other asset classes having their own trends and, specific phases of movement, can we also say that art also goes through such kind of phases? If it is that way, then what is the current phase going on? What's the current trend that's going on as far as investing in art is concerned?
Yeah, first of all, I think art, because of the data that you don't have, data like what you have for other asset classes, like financial assets, they are listed, they're easy to verify, etc. Where there may be a whole lot of deals that happen, which one may or may not, be aware of, and there's no good marketplace per se, right? So that makes it a little more difficult. I think today the trend is for art on an upswing, okay, because there is also that much more money with people, and ultra HNI individuals are definitely looking at other options, and they're also looking at some of the niche opportunities as well. And they look at it in two ways. It's something that they can show up on their home or on their wall, as well as it grows in value. So I think the trend is definitely on the uptick. But if you go back and see for the second and third level artists, some many of them are struggling. Okay, so I think it's important to keep in mind that at the high end, if you're able to identify the right art piece and if you have the expertise to do that, then you may even do better than equity because it's a niche product, it is there. And in a period like this, it's also trending and doing well. Okay. But on the other hand, if you get it wrong, it may just be a dud. So I'm just saying that the trend is positive, but along with the caveat of saying, okay, it depends on the nature of the artist as well as you should have knowledge to be able to make those investments.
Yeah, yeah, a bit of homework, from the investors' point of view also would be needed. But then having said that, Jayesh, what would be the risk involved in such an investment then?
So if you look at from investment perspective, the risk involved is how do you evaluate or value the painting? Number one. Number two, where do you trade? Number three, how do you diversify? Because art is one is dependent on artist. Second is there are so many different styles. Third, in the country like India, there are so many different cultural aspect attached to that. So valuation, diversification, liquidation, all of that right now, the way it is happening in our country, that becomes as a risk for investor. So you have to be lucky to be into the right artist, and that artist should be trending. And couple of this art, and when you look at this auction, whether Sotheby or Indian auction sites have done well, automatically creates the fan following for that artist. So it's more of a art, right? Art is investing in art is more art than science. So these are the risks which are involved currently with investing into art.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. One really needs to have that kind of a passion to invest in something like this, and also need to know all the nitty-gritties, because it's not only your money, it's also something that you are really so fond of, making that a part of not only your investment portfolio, but also, a part of your life. That is how a lot of people, the collectors especially, they look at it. But having said that, Anil, I want to understand what kind of return expectations one should be having from art investment then.
See, I would believe that returns in the range of even 12 to even 20% is something that may be possible. Okay, the like I said, the only thing is it depends on which segment, and I would also say like maybe in the equity market side you have large cap, mid cap, and small caps, right? So and if you take the same corollary to art, right, you have the blue chips or the masterpieces, and they sort of maybe at a much more stable rate, but they are growing well. But if you're able to say find an emerging artist, right, and you're able to make the right bet and make it, then you may find it, very, very interesting, and then it can beat many of the traditional asset classes. But like you said, art is investing in art is more an art than a science as of now.
So Jayesh, now we are talking about ultra HNIs and HNIs over here. How much part of their entire financial or portfolio allocation can go to art investment according to you?
So from current practice perspective, it's hardly anything. You can't even put in percentage point. And as you rightly said, Ultra HNI and HNI are right now looking at art more from aesthetic value, more as you rightly said, becomes part of their life. They want to hang it on their wall and enjoy looking at those art. So it's more primarily done from that perspective. Of course, valuation and increase in valuation or returns is a second stage where a lot of these artists have become famous, a lot of their art, current art have been auctioned at a higher price, and that's where the return comes in. But from an allocation perspective, I think it starts as a passion, either for cultural beliefs or putting it aesthetically on their own houses, and then comes the return part of it. So as a percentage of portfolio, it will be minuscule for ultra HNIs and HNIs.
All right, I think that will be all as far as this particular discussion on this topic is concerned. Thank you so much, Jayesh, for being a part of this discussion and helping our viewers, figure out the passion for art investment if they have any. Thank you so much. Anil, we would request you to hold on because we'll take a quick break, and post that we'll be answering our viewer financial portfolio query. So just in case for all the viewers who've just tuned in and want to send across their portfolio queries, you can note down our WhatsApp number, and you can also email us your question. 8657974571 is our WhatsApp number. The Money Show at etnow.tv, our email ID where you can send across your question. A quick break, and post that we'll connect with our viewers.